Hey everyone, Worm Empire back at you. It's been a little while, been pretty busy ramping up through spring and summer here. I wanted to get a video out. My expanding area wedge system has been quite successful. So this part is the damp part where all the worms live. All wet-ish, well, damp compared to the side I'm about to harvest, but because this dried out, there's not much in terms of worms. There's a few. I could have probably done this a few days ago, but I was camping, so I didn't quite get to it, but this is what I'm going to be putting through. I'll spend a second taking some of the worms out because I think they ran out of food on this side where I wanted them to all be, but they're busy kind of looking around for more. So I could have done this earlier, but I wasn't home. So same thing as before, just sifting. There's worms left over, and they're gonna go into this bin here. That's where I've been throwing them. This is the new bin I've been starting slowly during this process. So, hope everyone's doing good. Had a bunch of nice subscribers come in lately, so I'm very appreciative of that. I hope all of your worm experiences getting into the gardening season is going well for you. It definitely is for me. I've been neglecting these a little bit more than I should, but it's always pretty busy around here for me this time of year, so content might be a little hit and miss, but I'm still doing it. I typically have more time in the winter time. And once I get my yard in order here, then I can start showing you some of the updates on some of the other bins that are coming along over here, because they're just clipping along. So now I've got my worm castings. This is almost everything out of this initial bin. That's where all this came from originally, but I took little scoops out of here, which is a certain area, a smaller area than this bin, and by spreading them out, I've been able to isolate them. I've been able to isolate them into the halves of this bin here, so that I can get them basically out of a side that I dry out, and then I can harvest the dry side. So that's my expanded area wedge system. That video, but you should check it out on my Worm Empire playlist if you're interested in that, to see how I set this up. And but I've done a couple harvests since then, but they've all basically been the same, and I've been able to get all this nice fresh worm castings out of that bin. So I'm still only using the quarter inch squares. So that's like they're worm castings typically can go through an 1/8 inch grade as well. I'm not particularly worried about that at the moment, but so there is like a little bit more debris than maybe a more refined product, but I'm perfectly happy with this. It's a little dry. I'm gonna wet this down. But now I'm at a point where it's starting to get a little interesting here, because to get this last harvest, I've got to get them all out of, oh yeah, here we go. So this is a concentration on the side that I didn't harvest. So they are all through this side in a big way. I finished all the food I gave them. I don't see any signs of the food that I gave them before I went camping, so that's probably why they started moving into this side. So the plan here now is to basically start a new bin on half of this side here. The key with these wedge systems is just to keep the worms moving around and just try and get them out of the area that you don't want them to be in anymore. And it's actually pretty simple. So some fresh bedding. Well, it's not quite fresh. I had this bin. I had been soaking it for a couple weeks, just trying to get some of the cardboard soft. I got a new canister for my sugar water, molasses water, so I'm going to get that wet. Not too wet because I don't want it to really spread to the side I want to dry out. And then I'm going to take another bit of food, some more frozen beans. They really seem to take to frozen, any old frozen vegetables that got freezer burnt. A real great way to clean that stuff up. Sometimes we get to things far too late around here. We get busy with other things. So now that's a little damp. I'm gonna make it a bit more damp, but not too much. And then one of the big things I found that help with this, I'm just gonna use this bag because I can't find anything else, but put plastic, anything plastic over the side that you want to stay wet. Now the air is gonna get to this side. It will eventually dry out. They will become less happy to be in there over a course of time, and they'll move over to the wet side with the food. And then I can harvest all of this, and then I'm basically going to take this void area when I harvest it, add more bedding, and just keep doing it like that, and then this will turn into its own new bin. So that's the plan. Thanks for everyone who's been following me and sticking around. It's much appreciated. I hope you're getting something out of this. I feel really good about finding a system that works to dry out my my bins and to harvest this way. I would love any comments or suggestions on better ways of doing things. I plan on making a video of really taking this theory that I know works and see how much I can compress the time frame in doing it, because I know I could do this way faster than I have. I've just been really busy and I haven't been able to really apply any speediness to it. But it all happens by itself, and as long as there's food, any residual food on the side, and even it seems there, I didn't notice any food on this side. They just stuck around there because that side was just more, it was more damp than the dry side. So thanks again, everyone. Like and subscribe if you like the Worm Empire here. Check out the Worm Empire playlist, and I'll see you next time. Bye.